The executive branch is the president and all of the people who work for the president. That includes cabinet secretaries, people like the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State. It also includes all of the different departments that make administrative rules and regulations and essentially run the government on a day-to-day basis. One of the ways we can think about what the president does is that the president wears many hats. The president in the United States is the symbolic head of government, and so he plays an important cultural role in terms of putting a face on the government for the citizens. But he is also the chief executive. That is, he is the person who is formally in charge of the day-to-day operation of the government. That doesn't mean he's down there signing paperwork all day or getting his hands dirty with the various details of every department in the government, but he is the one who sets the course for the operation of the federal government. One of the ways he does that is by being the chief author of the budget of the United States, which allocates money to different things, and so he has quite a bit of influence over the way the government works that way. So he's the symbolic head of state. He's also the chief executive, which means he has a lot of administrative responsibility. He's also the commander-in-chief, which is another critical role. According to the Constitution, the president is given authority over the military, and so he has decision-making power over where troops are sent, what kinds of things that the United States does with its military force. So those are critical roles. He also has an important role to play in terms of maintaining the United States' relationship with other countries. He not only has to worry about things that are going on in the United States, but he also has to worry about making sure that the United States' place in the world is respected and that he helps promote peace and the country's national interest, even when that falls beyond the country's borders. And so the president wearing many hats means that on a day-to-day basis, he really has to do a lot of things and juggle a lot of different roles and responsibilities. He can only do so much, and so in order to effectively run what is a very sprawling bureaucratic operation, he needs some way to delegate authority and to put people in place who can oversee. And so cabinet officials are the highest ranking members of various important departments. So the Secretary of State, for example, is the chief diplomat in the United States. This is the person who shuttles back and forth to foreign countries, dealing with the United States foreign policy, trying to maintain good relations with our allies, and promote peace and security throughout the world through diplomatic negotiations with other world leaders. The Secretary of Defense runs the Army. He takes his orders from the President, but he is in charge of the day-to-day military capability of the United States. That's not something that the President could do on his own on a day-to-day basis because he simply would have too much to do. And so the idea of having a cabinet is this is a trusted group of advisors who not only run the departments that they are charged with controlling, but that they are also advisors to the president who can give him advice on what kinds of policies should be pursued, what he should do in terms of various important issues that come up in the world or domestically within the United States.